When you're doing a bent over anything, you don't want to just bend straight over. The goal is to bend at the hips. Hey, what's up, man? Gary Walker here with liveanabolic.com, and welcome back for another video. All right, this is going to be a really cool video. This is the video where I'm going to show you 9 exercises that every man over 40 needs to have in their program. All right, so the key with all of these, you're going to notice I've included a lot of compound movements. Some compound movements. You want to work something for every body part, but you want the bigger bang for your buck exercises. All right, with that said though, I'm not going to be doing any barbell work. So a lot of you older guys, I really want you to focus on getting to dumbbells and some body weight stuff and really maximizing those first. Trying to get your form just right with the dumbbells. Trying to work each side independently. Work those stabilizer muscles. Work the core muscles. You're gonna get a lot of benefits by doing dumbbell work and body weight exercises, all right? With that said, if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, man, please subscribe to our channel. Also, make sure you click on that bell icon. That way you get notified every time we upload a new video. Let's get started. All right, the first exercise we're gonna do is going to be a Bulgarian split squat, all right? So basically, here's the thing. I always like to start out doing some type of squat. If I'm working legs, I like a squat variation, but that doesn't always mean you have to do a back squat, especially for some of my older guys, and specifically if you haven't worked out in a while. The last thing you wanna do is start getting this bar behind your back, which tends to hurt your shoulders. If you hadn't done anything in a while, you got limited range of motion in your shoulders, lack of mobility in your hips, so you get in the spinal compression. There's a lot of things that you gotta be careful with when you're first starting back. For that reason, not only do I like to do a split squat, but the other benefit to doing a split squat is you don't need near as much weight. All right, you can start out doing body weight. We're gonna start out doing body weight. If you need to add 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds, hold a dumbbell in each hand. That will also help you with your balance. The other key benefit to doing a split squat is you get to work each side independently. So the good thing about that is going to help prevent any type of imbalances going forward. All right, one last thing with the squats. A lot of guys I've noticed, again, I've been training a lot of years, if they're doing back squats, one side tends to always compensate for the other. It can be a weaker glute muscle. It can be your hips are off slightly. It can be your knee, or even if you pronate at the feet. There's a lot of issues that come into play when you're doing back squats. So typically, this is the other reason I like doing the unilateral, all right? That was long-winded, but here's what we're gonna do. A Bulgarian split squat. You basically just want a bench behind you. You can get a chair, something like that, something to put your back foot on. You're gonna step out slightly in front and you're just gonna drop down, right back up. One key point here, you notice my toes are out far enough to where when I come down, my knees are still behind my toes. You wanna pretty much do that as best you can. That's gonna keep your knees safer. And what I mean by that, you'll notice I'm coming down, all the way up, down, all the way up. If my feet were all the way in and we're doing the same exercise, if you see my knees are way out past my toes now, that's putting a lot of shearing on my knee. I already feel my knee just doing this. All right, so again, older guys tend to have a lot of different types of joint issues. And even if you don't, I want it to be that you don't when you get older as well, all right? So if you're 40 or 50, we don't want to cause issues when you're 60, 70 years old. All right, so basically that's a Bulgarian split squat. Shoot for 10 to 12 reps, and you're just gonna go to the other side. I'll show you a couple here. Again, drop down, up. If you need weights, like I said, you can grab dumbbells, hold them to your sides. You're gonna have dumbbells here and up, just like that. All right, that's the first exercise I'm gonna recommend. Full body exercise. Again, we're targeting the glutes and the quads, but by doing the larger muscles, you're also going to ramp up your metabolism. So that's a good thing about working some of these large compound movements. They actually help burn fat as well. All right, exercise number 2, we wanna hit that chest, man, all right? A lot of different exercises you can use to maximize your chest development. Again, we're not doing barbells, so we're not gonna go into a barbell bench press, which is the standard chest exercise, all right? The thing with the barbell bench press though, can be really hard on your shoulders and your elbows. So we wanna avoid that at all costs. So we're still gonna get the same benefits with this exercise, but you're gonna be able to do lighter weight and you're gonna get a good full stretch and a good contraction at the top. So it's gonna make for a more optimal range of motion, all right? Here's the other key though. We're not gonna use a flat bench. We're gonna do a 30-degree bench. So this right here is about a 30-degree incline. I actually like this, I like this setup a lot. It targets that upper chest. You get a really good stretch across your overall pecs, but you wanna make sure if you don't have access to a 30-degree, something that adjusts like this, then you're better off doing the flat bench. I would recommend that over the standard 45-degree incline, all right? A lot of the preset benches for incline have 45-degree angles. The problem with that angle, all right, let's look. All right, even here, the problem with this angle, you're gonna put a lot of stress on your shoulders. So you'll notice a lot of guys get overdeveloped front shoulders and small chests. A lot of it has to do with this angle here. All right, so what I wanna recommend is the 30-degree. We're gonna do a 30-degree bench press. Again, just to reiterate, if you don't have this, take it flat. I would recommend the flat over that. All right, let's get some light weight here just to show you what this should look like. Basically 45 degrees, not what we're doing, 30-degree. So the key point here is keeping your core tight, trying to not arch your back. You'll notice a lot of people get in this situation and they're arching their back a lot, even raising their butt off of the pads. By doing that, you're basically just turning this into a flat press. All right, so you wanna capitalize on this angle. So nice, good stretch. And also on the way up, go up and in towards the midline of your body. That's more of a natural range of motion here. So out wide on the stretch, you'll see how I'm coming out wide, full stretch, up and towards the middle. All right, this is gonna be perfect, not only for the upper chest. Again, you're gonna be able to place a little bit more emphasis on the upper chest, but it's also gonna be perfect for the overall chest development. This big stretch at the bottom, you should feel that towards the middle of the pecs also. All right, nice contraction at the top. Let's do a couple more of these. You'll notice I'm going nice and slow on the way down, really feeling the weight and making sure it's all in the chest and not the shoulders. One more here and press. All right, so that is exercise number 2. All right, so let's get these back. Now for the third exercise, you'll notice what we're doing here. We're doing large muscle groups. We hammered the legs, hammered the chest. Now we're gonna do back. All right, for this one, it's probably gonna be difficult, all right? But we are gonna be doing neutral grip, meaning palms together, pull up, all right? Yes, pull-ups can be really hard for older guys, but there's no reason you should give up on doing them. So actually use these as a goal. You wanna do these as much as you can, trying to increase in reps. If you can do 1 or 2 right now, hey, more, that's good, but let's focus on 3 and 4 in the next couple weeks, 5 and 6 in the next couple weeks after that. Just always look to try to improve and progress, all right? Also, one other thing I will say here, if you're working out at a gym, I'm gonna be doing a standard pull-up. If you're working out at a gym, a lot of the gyms have assisted pull-ups, meaning you can add weight here that's gonna offset your natural body weight. And you'll put your knees or you can stand on it, a couple different variations that they have. And I'm okay with you doing that. It's just more of a natural back movement. All right, so try that. Also, if you're at a gym, maybe you're at a CrossFit gym or something, you don't have cables or things like that, well, you have bands. So you'll see people doing banded assisted pull-ups. Get that band, wrap it either under your foot or under your knees and use the bands. The thicker the band, the less resistance your body is going to be using. It's gonna be using some of the banded as opposed to the body weight, all right? The thinner the band, the more of your body weight you're gonna be pulling up. So you can also do that, but basically key point, let me do a few of these here. Again, neutral, meaning palms facing each other. The reason I recommend that as opposed to overhand grip, really hard on your shoulders again, all right? Shoulders, even elbows. Same with the chin up. You'll notice the rotation here. It's almost unnatural if I have to go that far back. So that could be hard on your wrists, hard on your wrists, hard on your elbows. So one of the more natural positions is straight up, just like this. All right, here you also want to keep your core tight. Nice and slow. Good full stretch. Contract on the way up. Full stretch, do a couple more here. And we'll go one more. You'll notice I'm controlling my descent. I'm not just dropping. The biggest reason you want to do that is injury prevention. Joints, elbows. If you keep dropping into the beginning position, it's going to be hard on your elbows. So all of the exercises I chose for this 9 that we're going to be showing are designed to take a little stress off of your joints. Again, elbows, knees, low back, hips, shoulders, all of those, we want to make sure we're doing enough exercises for the muscles that are surrounding those joints to keep those strong. All right, so that's exercise number 3. Now let's go for number 4. All right, for this 4th exercise, what we're gonna be doing is using a band, all right? So basically the main goal with this exercise, this is gonna be a shoulder mobility complex. We're only gonna be doing 2 exercises here. One thing, you can add this to the beginning of a workout, you can add it to the end of a workout, you can do this 2 or 3 times a week. So what this will help you do is strengthen all of those ligaments in the shoulder. That's one of the main focuses with this, okay? So a couple things we're gonna do. You'll notice it's not a very thick band. You don't want to turn this into an actual workout. This is more about increasing mobility and increasing joint health. So we're gonna do banded pull-aparts. I actually like to keep my thumbs up and then I rotate them out when I bring this across my chest. So from here, position, you'll notice there, straight across. 2, all right? You wanna do about 15 reps here. 4. And if it's like extremely easy and you don't feel anything at all, you don't think you're getting any benefits, because again, you don't necessarily want your shoulders to be fatigued and burn, all right? But if you do need a little to increase some resistance, you just want to shorten your grip, shorten the distance between your hands, and that's going to increase the resistance in the band, all right? So basically, this being a complex meaning, you're going to do both of these back to back. You're going to shoot for 15 there, and then I'm going to go overhand, and then this is an over and back, all right? So, or shoulder dislocates. You can call it either one. Hands here. You're gonna go over and then back in the front. Over, back to the front. And you wanna do 15 here as well. So you did 15 pull-aparts, 15 of these over and backs, then you're gonna rest about 60 seconds, and then you're gonna do it again. All right, you'll just go straight back into doing another 15, and then straight over with more pull-aparts. All right, so that is a shoulder complex. So the key here, once again, just to reiterate before we move to the next exercise, is to just make sure you're getting some blood flow and you're increasing your mobility in those shoulder joints. All right, so from there, now we're gonna go to a hamstring exercise. One of my favorite ones, let me see where to set this up. I'm actually gonna come over here because if you have the bands, I'm gonna recommend you use the bands for these. So let me go ahead and set this up right here, and then I'll get some dumbbells for you. So basically, I like to just loop this through just like that, all right? All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I've got that ready. We're gonna do some dumbbell RDLs. Work the hamstrings, work the glutes, and even the low back. All right, the reason I want the band though, a lot of people, when they do these dumbbell RDLs, they tend to work too much lower back. If you do these incorrectly, you'll notice your lower back get really tight and you're putting way too much stress on your lower back, less on the hamstring. So let me show you a couple key pointers. First thing, we're gonna step through this and put it right around your waist. All right, so the key with that, and again, this is a light band, so you can get a thicker one if you need to. Basically, the goal with this is just gonna help you with what's called a hip hinge. When you're doing a bent over anything, all right, these are RDLs, Romanian deadlifts, you don't wanna just bend straight over. If you're bending straight over, a lot of stress on your lower back. The goal is to bend at the hips or hip hinge, meaning when you're coming down, your butt is going back, 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 and your arms are just sliding down your body. That's the goal with a dumbbell RDL. That's why this helps. All right, so let's show you what a couple of these looks like. I'm gonna get away a little bit more so it can actually pull me back into correct position. You want these to just ride down your legs, chest out, shoulders back, and just hip hinge. Get your butt all the way back. Feel a stretch right there in your hamstrings and your glutes. Right back. At the top, you want to go and shift your hips forward and squeeze your glutes as hard as possible. Squeeze them, squeeze them, squeeze them. Right back down. All right, just like that. We'll do a couple more here. Again, really good stretch in the hamstrings. That's what you should really be focused on. All right, and let me show you one more time without the band to show you what not to do, because I do believe this is crucial. Older men, you really need to focus on keeping your lower back healthy as well. This isn't about seeing how flexible or limber you are when you're doing this exercise, because if that was the goal, I can bend over just like this. But when I'm doing this, my lower back is actually rounded. You don't want it to round. That's all low back stress, all right? So again, hip hinge, glutes back, back, back. That's as far as I can go without rounding my back. And then I feel that tremendously in my hamstrings. Then right back up, squeeze the glutes. That's what you want to do. And then once you get to this point, go right back up again, because if you just start doing this movement at the bottom, lower back, that's when you're going to get a lower back issue. All right, so definitely avoid that with as much as possible. All right, let's put this one back. Now for the next exercise, we did the shoulder complex. So again, more of a joint mobility movement. Now we're going to be doing a shoulder building exercise. For this one, we want to do dumbbell shoulder presses, dumbbell overhead presses. All right, so for these, let's get some more dumbbells here. Key points I'd like to make. All right, when you're doing these, basically, I like more of a neutral grip, meaning palms, complete neutral, palms are facing each other. If it's similar to a barbell, you're way out here, that's a lot of stress on the shoulder joints. Bringing them in, slight rotation, that's going to create some external rotation of the humerus, which gives you more space in the shoulders. From here, keep your core tight, press straight up. Elbows down, under control, press just back up to the top like that. Let's do 3 or 4 of these. Breathe in on the way down, breathe out on the way up. And we'll go one more, 4. All right. All right, that's probably one of my favorite overall shoulder exercises. Again, we've only got 9 exercises we're choosing from, so I'm trying to give you my best list of 9, because again, there's lateral raises, there's bent lateral raises, there's hanging cleans, there's so many other exercises that we could add to build. However, for the sake of simplicity and getting the biggest bang for your buck movements, these are some I highly recommend. Plug these exercises into your daily or weekly routines, and it's gonna make a big difference, all right? All right, with that said, let's go to the next exercise. All right, we're down to our last 3 exercises, all right? So now we're gonna go and we're gonna touch up those triceps. One of my favorite tricep exercises, we're gonna come over here to the cable, and it's going to be a rope tricep push down. The main reason I like this one is joints again, all right? If you're doing a straight bar, so if you're doing a push down with a straight bar, it tends to put your wrists and elbows in an unnatural position. So by using the rope, it's a lot more of a natural movement. all right, specifically for the chain here. So wrist, elbow, and shoulder all lined up together as opposed to bringing them out like this. Makes a big difference. And even if you have bad elbows, one of the things I typically do with my clients is get some blood flow with some push down movements. All right, because there's a lot of different skull crusher variations you can do, a lot of overhead presses you can do, overhead extensions that you can do, but I really enjoy this one for a full tricep exercise. One key point here is keep your elbows pinned to your side when you're doing these. Don't allow them to come forward, all right? Lock them into your side, keep them there, and really focus on that contraction at the bottom. Nice and slow all the way up. Get a full stretch, all right? Make sure it's not touching though. I mean, if it's touching, then you're losing tension in the tricep. Step away far enough to where you keep that tension in the tricep. So we'll do 3 more of these, nice and slow. Slow here. Flex and stretch the triceps here. Flex the biceps, which stretches the triceps. And boom, right there, really focus on squeezing the triceps. 1 more. Boom, just like that. All right, so that is for the triceps. Now we're gonna get into a bicep exercise. So again, we've touched on a little bit of all body parts so far. So now one of my favorite bicep exercises, the standard barbell curls can wreak havoc on your elbows. That's what I used to do growing up. When I was younger, I did a lot of heavy barbell curls. All right, but it tends to put so much stress, not only on your elbows, but even your wrists. So you have to be careful when you're working your biceps. Keep in mind, biceps, that's a small muscle. All right, so for this exercise, I really enjoy doing the across body bicep curl with dumbbells. And I'll show you why. Let me get back here so you can see it. All right, so basically, cross body, meaning the dumbbells aren't going straight outside your body, you're coming across your body. The other thing I want you to focus on when you're doing this is you want to come across, but you want to get that severe supination, meaning get this pinky up high on the way up. Get a really good contraction here, good peak contraction. And you're just going to alternate. So we'll go across the body, peak contraction, nice and slow. Same thing here. Again, with the elbows, you want to keep them pointed straight down and not across that way. All right, so basically, elbows down, bringing the barbells or the dumbbells across the body. 1 more here, elbows still down, and you're just flexing that bicep right at the top. Flexing and supination. Those are the 2 things you really want to focus on. Nice, slow, and under control. Last thing is really keep your chest out, and that's going to keep your shoulders back, because you'll see a lot of people here, they dip the shoulders. You don't want to dip the shoulder to shorten the range of motion, because that puts a lot of strain on your shoulder as well. That's why I like to keep chest out, shoulders back, then across. 1 more, cross, just like that. All right, so that's your bicep exercise. Now we're going to number 9 and your final exercise. Basically, this is more of a bonus movement because again, we've touched on a little bit of everything. Overhead presses actually works your core. A lot of these other things are working your core. Stabilizer movements when you're doing your Bulgarian split squats also activates your core. So nothing specifically for that, but I do like to work back rows. All right, we did do the chin up, which is the vertical back position. Now we want to add a horizontal back position. And just so you know, these exercises are in no specific order. I'm giving you 9 to do because again, if you were trying to do these all together, that's a full body workout. I would structure these exercises a little bit different. You don't want to do a back movement after you've already worked your biceps. All right, so basically this back row would be earlier on in the workout if you're choosing to set this up as a full body workout. All right, but the last thing I will point out with the back row, let me show you how to do these correctly. We broke down the hip hinge movement earlier. You want to do the same thing with the back rows. And these can be double back row, all right, meaning hip hinge, booty back, booty back, booty back, right there. Get in this position, chest out, shoulders back, and drive with the elbows. Stretch, elbows. Couple more. One more. All right, this is the double. The last one you can do, if you don't want to do that one quickly, is basically just do one side at a time here. So these are the standard dumbbell rows. All right, so it's the same thing. Just make sure your shoulders are square, meaning you don't want to drop all the way down and come all the way to the top. Keep your shoulders square, keep your core tight, shoulders back, and then drive with the elbows. Benefit of this one is it will activate your core as well. But all right, that is exercise number 9. These are 9 amazing exercises designed to give you tremendous benefits. If you have any questions about any of these at all, comment below and let me know. Also, man, if you like these exercises or you want to recommend a different one, put it in the comment section, all right? But other than that, that's all that I got. Get busy, get after it, and God bless.